How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We are fine.
Kitolone, please be in class. Yes, I need your attention. Today we are starting a new topic on conservation of environment. Conservation of our environment, and we shall particularly deal with soil. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to arrange yourselves in this group that is so large. I want to split it into the four of you will have a group, and this one will have a group. That one will be another group. So we have 3 groups today for us to be able to conduct this lesson. The soil that we are dealing with today. All of us know about soil, right?
Yes.
We know that there are different types of soils. In your groups that I have split you, kindly discuss with your friends any types of soils that you know. Just in a minute. Okay, now from the look of things, I can see that you have already discussed and you have the points. I want group 1 to give me the first type of soil, then group 2 will give me the second, and group 3 will give me the last one. So we are starting with group 1.
Clay soil.
Clay soil. Group 2. Let me have Milka.
Teacher, Mercy did not say. Mercy did not say the types of soil.
I am giving you this opportunity to give me the type of soil, and I have not asked Mercy to give me the type of soil.
Sand.
So which type of soil are you giving me?
Sandy soil.
Sand soil. Group 3. Group 3. Ntenya. Sikuku.
Long soil.
Long soil. Very good. Long soil. Basically, these are the 3 types of soils that we find in our environment. Sawa?
Yes.
Now, these soils are classified, or rather can be classified, using the different soil particle sizes that they are formed of. So today, our objective, we shall see how we can classify these types of soil according to the soil particles. Right? Now, I want us to move slightly a bit out of the class, and in the next 2 minutes, we find soil samples, the ones that we have mentioned here, for testing and seeing how we can classify them according to soil particles. Let's move. Okay, as we collect the samples, I want to, for group 1 and 2, to have loam and sand soil. And then group 3 will have clay soil. Group 3, do you have the clay soil?
Yes.
Group 1 and 2, are you already set with the sand and loam?
Yes.
Okay, we want to start testing how we can classify these soils according to their size particles. And please, Milka, I can see your mask is not well put. Okay, as Milka does that and everybody else, please kindly cover your mouth. Okay, we will start by feeling the particles of sand soil by group 1 members. Group 1 and 2 will be merged into one. The sand soil. I want you to feel using the fingers everyone has felt. Now, I want you to hold the soil in your palm, especially to see how it will feel. And try to place it around the finger area, the fingers area. And as you do that, I expect that you are noticing something which in the next 1 minute I will ask you to share amongst yourselves the experiences. As I move to group 3. Group 3, you have clay soil. I want you to feel that soil. Okay, now that you have felt it, I would also ask you to try and take the soil into your palms, and especially the area between the fingers. And as you do that, kindly make sure you are getting some experiences which you will share with me shortly, or will share with the rest of the learners shortly. Okay, now, group 1, I want you to share with me the experiences about the sand soil. Before you share with me, I hope you have shared with your friends. What have you found out? Maureen?
Sand soil is very rough when touched.
Rough on touch. Rough on touch. Any other thing you felt about the sand soil? Yes, Mega?
They have large particles.
Yes, the particles are large. Anything else you felt? Especially when you placed the soil in between the fingers? Did you feel anything? Okay, maybe you will do it again, but the particles also pass through the fingerprints, okay? Okay, group 3.
Yes.
You have shared your experiences with clay soil.
Yes.
Can you tell me about the clay soil? You raise up your hand, you don't shout. Take Korea.
Clay soil, it has small particles.
Small particles. True. Anything else? Kitalone.
It is very smooth.
Very smooth. Anything else? Okay, those are the 2 things you will feel while touching that soil. I want to ask to come back to the first group here so that you tell me your experiences with loam soil. Loam soil. Ruth,
Loam soil has medium particles.
as medium particles. Anything else? Milka?
Loam soil are not smooth and
They are not smooth and they are not rough. That is what we mean by saying that they are medium-sized particles. Because if they are very fine, we shall not classify them as clay soil, and we shall not classify them as sandy soil, right? So basically, those are the differences between these 3 types of soils that we find in our environment. If you want to know sand soil, you will check for this by, if you want to classify it by the different soil particles, And if you want to know the clay soil, these are the characteristics using the particles. And if you want to know the loam soil, this is the characteristic. Loam soil is always between. The particles are always between. They are not the same size as the sandy soil, and they are not the same size as the clay soil. So, this is an activity which I want you to do while you go home. And before I give you this activity, let me ask you something. What type of soil do you think is found from your farms at home? Yes, Eunice?
Loam soil.
Loam soil. Why?
Because we use loam soil for farming.
Because you use it for farming?
And it has medium particles.
Yeah, because it has medium particles. Are you sure about that?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes.
Yes, because it can hold water for some
What
days.
type of soil is found from your farm? Because you know your home
The
is
long
not
soil.
the loam soil.
Yes,
Why do you say it is long?
because it holds some water. It holds water for some days.
It holds water for some time.
Yes.
Okay, that's not what we are dealing with today. We are looking at the particle sizes, but it's okay. Loam soils hold water for some time. Now, when you go home, I want you to be very sure with your farms. I want every one of you to go home and confirm the type of soil that is found within your farms. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, now, today we were only learning about conservation of our environment and how we can classify the soils using the different soil particles. You gave me these three types of soils that are found from our environment: clay soil, sand soil, and loam soil. We have also talked about the characteristics of these soils using the soil particles. And we have found out that sand soil has got rough. It is rough while you touch it between your fingers, and the particles are large, and they also pass through your fingers if you place the soils on your hands. Clay soil, we have found out that it has small particles, and it is very smooth, very fine. Okay? And loam soil is of medium particles. Any question? Any question? That marks the end of our lesson today.